used to work at Sir, I hated Sir. But now that I can come in as a customer, it's my absolute favorite. I am ride or f***ing die with those goat cheese balls and my white wine.
All right, let's get cooking. Today we're going to be making the infamous goat cheese balls from Vanderpump Rules, Stassi's favorite dish at Sir. To start off with, we're going to be using Italian breadcrumbs. And for spices, we're going to have cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, and garlic powder, a quarter teaspoon of each. We're also going to be using cornstarch in the dredge. Cornstarch works best, but you can also use flour. Cornstarch would absorb less oil and it will lead to a crispier product. Now moving on to the main attraction of the dish, the goat cheese. I'm using two types here, herb encrusted and regular, but in the end it really didn't make a difference. Going to start by just dumping out the goat cheese onto the plate, and the goal here is to form symmetrical balls weighing about 10 grams each. 10 grams is the ideal size. Too big and you're going to have a hard time cooking them unless you use more oil, and you're going to risk the cheese melting and oozing out before the protective shell can form around the cheese ball. I'll be making around 10 before letting them chill in the freezer for about 15 minutes. We want the outside of the cheese to firm up so it doesn't melt as soon as we put it in the oil. For the dredge, we're going to be starting with the cornstarch. You want the cornstarch first because you need a surface for the egg wash to attach to. Without the cornstarch, the egg wash would just simply slide off of the goat cheese. We're going to be mixing our spice mixture into the breadcrumbs. I'm also going to be adding an additional little bit of thyme. The thyme adds a little bit of texture and improves the physical appearance of the end product of the goat cheese balls. We also want to be making sure to remove any excess of any part of the dredge. We want only enough that will be sticking cohesively to the cheese balls, or else bits and flakes of the breading will be falling off and it'll just make a large cheesy mess. So while we are doing this, we can also have a cast iron pan preheated to around 375 degrees Fahrenheit, filled with avocado oil or any other high smoke point oil. I'm going to be placing these evenly throughout the pan. Try not to overcrowd it. If we overcrowd it, the goat cheese balls won't cook evenly. As you can see, I'm using a temperature thermometer to ensure that the temperature in the pan stays at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Most recipes call for flipping the cheese balls and cooking them 1 minute each side. I've found that moving them around a little more frequently in quarter turns helps evenly cook each ball and prevent the shell, the protective batter shell, from separating and causing cheese to ooze out. As you can see, they've been cooking for about 2.5 minutes now, and they look perfectly golden brown delicious, so we're going to take them out of the pan. And here's the final product. Perfectly great goat cheese balls that will satisfy you for your next Vanderpump Rules watch party or any special treat. Don't forget the white wine.